Cleveland Browns are coming off a big win against the Miami Dolphins. We got another AFC East opponent coming up, folks, this Sunday in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Let's go play those New England Patriots. They are favored in this one, but don't sleep on the Cleveland Browns. They're saying it might be a trap game, folks. If you want that to be the case, hit that subscribe button to beat the New England Patriots. This worked last week, folks. We gained hundreds of new subscribers throughout the week, hundreds of new subscribers on the watch party, and what happened? We put the pedal to the metal, dominated the Miami Dolphins. Let's go do it to the Patriots here. If we win this football game, folks, the talk around the Cleveland Browns is going to be a lot different. AFC is wide open. Some major Browns injuries to look for here as the week progresses. Kevin Stefanski says that David Njoku is truly day-to-day. He obviously missed Sunday's game against Miami, and they are still calling him day-to-day. We will update you with Njoku's status as the week goes on. Adin Huntington also went into concussion protocol, the versatile defensive player for Cleveland, preseason standout. We'll see if we have Huntington, and his status is up in the air. Also, of course, Jacques Conklin did not play last week. Normally, concussion, you think this guy will be good to go soon. However, this is Jacques Conklin we're talking about. He continuously is missing football games. So we'll update you on Conklin's status at right tackle as well. But these are three key injuries to look out for before we take on the Patriots. Another thing I want to point out before we talk some more about this matchup is remember, Mike Vrabel was on the Browns staff not too long ago, and now they're saying Cleveland desperately needs a new head coach. We're going to talk a little bit about Vrabel as we have a special guest joining us here on today's show, a Patriots expert here at Chat Sports. We'll talk about the coaching, the matchups, the quarterback, every single thing you're going to want to know about Cleveland Browns fans. But first, I'm super excited to tell you that this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. And honestly, I am just so ready for football to be back on Sundays. All is right with the world, and I'm big into daily fantasy with Prize Picks. I'm obsessed with it because it makes all the games more entertaining. And before the Browns play, I lock in on all my players in my lineup and their player projections. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. You can also follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. We are joined by our Patriots insider, expert, and Patriots fan, Brett Alper. Alper, thank you so much for joining us here on the Browns Report today. The first thing I want to ask you is your quarterback, Drake May. He's been playing at a high level. Can you just give us a breakdown of the film? What have you seen from May this season so far?
So, Joey, thanks for having me on the show. This is my first kind of dual camera, like a little kind of duet interview style video. So thanks for having me on. But I mean, Drake May, he has been an absolute dog the first 7 weeks of the season. You kind of saw it a little bit last year, but this year he's taken the next step. And not only have you seen him kind of just progress in the way that he can move outside the pocket, he can throw down the field, but you also see him just the throws that he can make. I don't see many other quarterbacks doing it. His completion percentage is like 70% when throwing the ball more than 20 yards downfield, which leads the NFL. He is an incredible talent, and you also have to look out that he can also easily run outside the pocket and run for a first down. So for the Browns, they're going to have to be able to contain him just on the ground and in the air. He's playing like an MVP candidate out there.
Wow, very good insight right there. Now, the Browns defense has been playing very well as well this season. They are still first in total defense in all of the NFL. They're also good at getting pressure. What has Drake May done under pressure? How have you seen his game kind of adapt and develop in that regard?
He's kind of being able to have the perfect pocket presence. One game I look at is kind of the Saints game where the offensive line was having a little bit of trouble against the defense, and he'll sit back in the pocket and he can feel when the pressure comes. And some quarterbacks, you don't really see that, where they'll step up into the pocket and find the open man and take the hit. Drake May has been that type of player where if he sees the pressure coming, he's able to step up. He's able to move outside of the pocket and avoid that pressure. You got to worry about your best player on the field on Sunday. And the offensive line has been, I'd say, solid. You have Will Campbell, you have Jared Wilson, which are the two rookies at your left tackle and your left guard. Garrett Bradbury is on an amazing run right now, playing as one of the best centers in the NFL. And on the right side, you have Michael Onwenu and Morgan Moses. I'm a little worried about Jared Wilson. He's been okay. He's had a little bit of problems holding down the interior defensive lineman. He let up a couple sacks on Sunday against the Titans. So that's going to be one matchup I'm looking at specifically when you're talking about defensive line compared to offensive line. Will Campbell, though, has been awesome to start his NFL career.
Campbell, I did like that draft pick for you guys. Absolutely pretty high up in that NFL draft. How about the Patriots offense as a whole? Are they all clicking as a unit? What has sort of been working this year for May? Why is it so much better?
I think it's mainly one of the main reasons, and this is kind of a surprise as we've saw how bad he was as the head coach of the Raiders, but the Josh McDaniel offense has just been clicking. And I think it also helps that you have a good quarterback in Drake May. The receiving core is almost pretty much the same, except for the addition of Stephon Diggs. You still have Kayshon Boutte, who's turned into a breakout athlete in the NFL. You also have Pop Douglas. But overall, it just seems like the wide receivers are clicking. Now, for the run game, it's awful. It's absolutely terrible. I mean, Ramondre Stevenson had a great game on Sunday, 88 yards rushing. But the game before that, he was only averaging 1.7 yards per carry. And when you look at Travion Henderson, he's kind of fallen off the cliff as the Patriots' second running back. He only had 9 snaps on Sunday. So if you can stop the passing game, that should be the Browns' main focus on if they want to win this game. Make the Patriots run the football, because that is one of the worst aspects of their game, and I think they're in the bottom tier. I think 31st, 32nd in the league in rushing.
Wow, okay. I like the sound of that, because the Browns have been very good against opposing running backs. Star running backs have been shut down, too. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Chase Brown, you name it. They were all averaging 2 yards a carry against Cleveland. So I could see that happening with New England. And maybe this sort of answers my next question then, Alper. But if you had to point to a weakness on the New England Patriots roster, what would you say is their biggest weakness? Maybe something that my Browns fans watching are going to be like, hey, we can exploit that.
The one thing, if you want to talk about offense, it's the run game. If you can make them run inside the tackles, they will not have any success. Ramondre Stevenson, he really doesn't have that explosive speed. He's a downhill runner. And like I said, Travion Henderson just hasn't been playing. I'm waiting for them to give him the keys to the offense. Now, on defense, the biggest weakness that I would probably say is the safeties. You already have a great secondary with Christian Gonzalez, who I think is one of the top cornerbacks in the league. Marcus Jones has been a great nickel corner, and then Carlton Davis. But the safeties, you have Craig Woodson, who's a rookie, and Jalen Hawkins has been dealing with a hamstring injury the last couple of weeks. So you bring in Kyle Duggar, and he's been pretty bad. If you want to go back and watch the film of the Saints game a couple weeks ago, first play of the game, they threw a bomb to Chris Olave, and it was a 53-yard completion, and it was on Kyle Duggar. So the safeties are a problem that the Patriots are kind of having to deal with, but hopefully, we don't know yet. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. Hopefully, Jalen Hawkins has come back, because before that, he's played every single snap for the Patriots defense.
Okay, well, lucky for you, the Browns receivers have been an absolute problem. So you got safety issues. We got receiving issues.
Yeah.
One of those going to have to step up this Sunday. Now, if your run game is bad, what about the opposite side of the football, your run defense? How has that looked in New England?
It has been the best, if not the best, in the league for the Patriots. I mean, when you have their interior defensive line on the edges, Harold Landry has been a great player for the Pats. On the other side, you have Caleb Von Chason, but the 3 interior defensive linemen of Christian Barmore, Milton Williams, who got the highest paid contract in Patriots history, and then also Kyrus Tongas kind of blossomed into this good player. They stop everybody on the run. The Patriots have yet to have a 50-yard rusher on the season, and they faced guys like Alvin Kamara. Last week they faced Tony Pollard, and the Titans had 35 yards rushing. It has just been over and over. No team can rush against this defensive line. Even the Bills, James Cook, he didn't have a game. It's looked really, really good for the Patriots. So it's going to have to be in the passing game if the Browns want to do anything.
Oh, boy. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Quinshon Judkins, because he has been the one star for the Cleveland Browns offense that has otherwise been pretty stagnant. And an interesting next-gen stat for you about Judkins is he's facing 8+ defenders in the box, more than any other running back in the league. And he's still producing. I imagine the Patriots' game plan is probably going to be to stop the run, make Gabriel have to beat you. So could be tough for Quinshon. He's averaging over 4 yards a carry, though. We'll see if we can get it done against New England. One more Patriots topic I want to ask you about is your head coach. The Browns fans know Mike Vrabel
they do.
pretty well. In fact, last year he was a part of Cleveland's coaching staff. That no longer the case, obviously. What has Coach Vrabes done for this football team?
He has brought in just a different type of culture. It feels like this team has bonded together. They feel like they're close. Like we've seen many players talk about this is a player's coach. They love coaching for him. They won that game on Sunday against the Titans for him. And it just it feels different around the New England atmosphere. Last year it was with Gerard Mayo, and it felt like the team just didn't care. They weren't trying, and this year it feels like he's really brought them together. He's also just a great coach. The decisions he's making, the clock management, the challenges, overall, he has been kind of a trendsetter for the Patriots team. I know it's a revenge game. I know he was with the Browns last year for a little bit as an assistant, and this is the second revenge game. Last week it was against the Titans, so I don't know. They're hosting Cleveland. We'll see. I think he might take these games a little personal.
We'd love to have him back right about now. Browns fans have been vocal about Kevin Stefanski's job, but Alpert, thank you so much for joining us here on the Browns Report. I think it should be a fun one coming up. Might be a bit of a trap game, you know.
Oh, it's every single game's a trap game. But there's another thing. I think Mike Vrabel has this team together to where they know it's no trap game. No trap game is happening for this Patriots team. If there was going to be any trap game, it would have been against the Saints after the big win against the Bills a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you know what? Give me your ceiling for the Patriots here before we wrap up, because a lot of people are saying they're actually one of the better teams in the AFC right now.
Well, they're a good team. It's also their schedule's pretty easy. You got to play the Jets twice; they're awful. You got to play the Dolphins again, the Giants, and Bengals, who don't have Joe Burrow right now. I mean, the ceiling could be second round in the AFC playoffs. I mean, it's looking like they have 5 wins right now. They could get to 10, 11 wins, and that would be a successful. It's quick turnaround from last year having 4.
Yeah, it's a dangerous team. Can the Browns play spoiler this Sunday, though? We got to go to Foxborough to do it. Once again, Alpert, thank you so much for joining me here on the Browns Report, and let's get back into the preview. Like the video if you enjoy joint host interviews. I think it's really cool to bring on some people to give us other perspectives here on the team that you're going up against, Browns fans. We have a lot of experts here at Chat Sports who know ball, are fans of different teams, and I think it's fun when we can get another perspective on the show. So like the video if you enjoy it too. Thanks to Alpert for joining us on today's show. It was a good time. Hopefully the Browns get the win, though. If you think they will, be the fortune teller. Predict the score of Browns versus Patriots in the comment section below. I want your exact score prediction for the Browns versus Pats game. Hey, listen, I'm saying it's possible. We're hot right now. We're on a 1-game win streak. The Patriots defense is going to be a lot tougher than the Dolphins defense, that's for sure. But this will be a close game, folks. No doubt about that. I'll give you my full prediction later in the week. But get ready for it, Browns fans, because I want to know yours. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Browns Report here today, folks. Let's go beat New England. Subscribe if you want the dub. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in here. And we'll see you next time on the Browns Report.